Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're back. Oh, I'm so excited. We're back from Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Part 2. Oh, I'm so happy to be back. I have not been this excited to be back for a show in a long time. We are here for Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Part 2. This is episode 13. Or I guess episode 1 of part 2, but I believe I'll probably label this as episode 13 because that's what it's labeled as on Crunchyroll. Because this is obviously part 2 of season 2. Oh my god, I actually can't contain my excitement. I'm so happy to be back. This is one of the first shows I did on my channel. I think I started with, I think the first 4 shows I did was Demon Slayer, Oshinoko, Hell's Paradise, and Heavenly Delusion. And then the next season, I picked up Mushoku Tensei as like my 5th show I ever did. So yeah, I like, if you want to go watch those reactions, feel free. That is my early YouTube days. Like, I was only a couple months in at most into making videos. So it has been a long time since then, and we are here to get straight into part 2. I'm going to clarify this now, as I have done in every other part of Mushoku Tensei. I am a light novel reader. I have read up until volume 18 of the light novels. There's 26, but this season will get to like volume 12. So I have read everything that is going to happen in this season, and it was the same for last season as well. But there are tons of bits and pieces that I don't remember. This is still going to be kind of like a reaction, and obviously seeing something in anime format compared to light novel format is so drastically different. I am beyond excited to see this get animated. My conversations within the episode will not be spoiler talk. I will have a marker at the very end of the video where I will go into spoiler discussion then. So we're talking, once I get through everything, I will have a chapter segmented in the video where you guys can go see if you want to see my spoiler talk all the way back there. And if not, the rest of the reaction is going to be spoiler free, so you guys are totally free to watch through the reaction as you wish. But I do realize that a lot of people don't like non-first reactions, so if that dissuades you from watching, then I totally understand. But yeah, I'm super excited. We're about to catch back up with Rudeus and Sylphie, as Rudeus proclaimed that he wanted to get married to her at the end of last season. So I'm super excited to get this season underway. I don't have too much else to say though, so per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord. Links are in the description for both of those. As far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncuts to all my reactions, so feel free to check that out. And as far as the Discord goes, we talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. So feel free to check out either of those of your own will. But now, without further ado, let's get straight into Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Part 2, Episode 1, or Season 2, Episode 13. Oh man, I'm not joking. I have not been this excited for a show in a minute. I'm so happy to be back with this series. Gotta praise the panties, of course. Gotta praise the goddamn panties. Yeah, Rudy's in a surprisingly good mood. Now that he's back to normal. He's back to being his usual perverted self. Now that he's back to normal, of course. That's Rudy for you. Yeah, everybody's automatically noticing that he seems like he's in a way better mood. Linnea, Persena, Cliff, Zanoba, Julie, we need Body Gotti in here too. We got the whole gang with us. I was cured of an ailment yesterday. Yeah. Is that why you never jumped us? The disease being ED, I finally feel human again. I feel like that's the epitome of everybody who has ED when it's finally cured. I've never experienced that myself, but I do know that is a seriously, like, heartbreaking might be the wrong word, but mental destroying, whatever it may be, ailment to have for a guy. Like, that absolutely kills you in like every regard. So just knowing from experiences that I have heard, I know that this has got to be the most liberating experience for Rudy of all time. He's a gentleman and he has a girl now, so he can't do that. Can't particularly jump on everybody.
似たようなものです。私は早く帰りたいの。真面目にやってくれない？いつも雑談ばっかりして、それだけ効率が上がるのよ。恋愛経験はない人ですか？好きな人ぐらいいるわ。それっきりだけど。
Yeah, it's someone from their world.
七星は喧嘩の最中に召喚されたんだったか。
普通に一緒にいてくれるだけで十分よ。
That's all she wants at this point. That's literally all she wants at this point is to spend time with that person she liked. She just wants to go home, bruh. She just wants to go home.
パウロに手紙を送っている。家族との再会を目指してもいいのだが。
I love how long Rudy's hair has gotten at this point. Like, my man's hair is he's got that ponytail super long and everything.
シルフィーにミサオを立てる。今度は俺がシルフィーの望むことをしてあげる番だ。
そういえば。
Yeah, what is the marriage like in this world?
そういう時どうするのかちょっと気になって。まずは家だろ?
Yeah, what? You don't like propose or anything like that? It's just straight to a house. That's the first thing you're doing is getting a house instantaneously. I'm sure when him and Zenith married, they did settle down in that house. Yeah, he hasn't exactly told anybody yet. Neither of them are. At least I don't think. I know Rudy damn well isn't, but I can't remember if they made a mention of Sylphie being one last season. I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Should he buy a nice house for her? Maybe it's time to go tour the place. Good lord, that is huge. Yeah. Oh no, the place is cursed. Knowing this world, that probably actually could be the case. There legitimately could be like a ghost or something in here. Also, this place looks run down as hell. I gotta say, I feel like the background design of this part of the season already, like, to be fair, Mushoku Tensei has always had beautiful background designs and like landscaping designs. That is one of the biggest aspects of season 1 was like the beautiful scenery shots that they were able to do. And obviously with season 2 part 1, we were generally speaking pretty confined to the school, but already just in this episode with Nanahoshi's lab and then taking us straight here to this house, it looks really, really good. A lot of the shots they're giving us look super, super detailed. Oh my god, literally had to break down the doors. Yeah, this place is like wrecked. Yeah, Cliff seems a little nervous. Checking the whole place for ghosts and whatnot. Ooh, nice little basement here too. This house is crazy nice. Oh my god. And hey, if Rudy is okay with the fixer-upper, then you could get this house if he's got the money to fix it up. Like, I'm sure given how it's like completely destroyed, the price is not much. I can almost guarantee this place is like dirt cheap for how badly it's destroyed. If Rudy's willing to work with a fixer-upper, then you have a pretty good option here. It's possible. Had to toss in his own thing there. I love how Rudy seems so much happier already. Like, if you go back and watch all of season 1 part 1, I personally don't think it was shown super well, but he was not in a good, he was not in a good mental state for the entire season. But there, like, even at his time at the school, like, just taking what he's acting like now and taking what he acted like back then, there is such a stark contrast between the difference in how he's acting and just how much happier he seems now. Like, it's clear he is in such a better place. There's Cliff on watch right now. The hell? The first person view here. Yeah, there is actually something going through the doors and shit. Oh. I turned on the eye there. Activated the future sight. Oh my god, it is in the ceiling behind them. And there's nothing there. No, that's cool. That's cool. The little detail on the ground there of the big circle, like kind of clearly showcasing there was remains of the door turning. Yeah, you guys might be up all night. Oh, what on earth? That's not creepy at all. Oh my god, hello. Jesus Christ, what on earth? Just have Zenova kick the thing's ass. Oh my god. Immediately fired it. It's shattered? You better get the hell out of the way. That just stabbed Zenova? Oh, no, it's just... I was literally gonna say, I feel like even if Zenova got, like, stabbed, he'd be fine, because being a blessed child, like, especially with his ability as a blessed child, like, obviously, all blessed children have different abilities, but his in particular, he has an absolute tank. Oh my god, he's chanting that real fast. I didn't do anything. Oh, and it stopped. Zenova lost like all his clothes, but... Oh god, poor Cliff. He's terrified. I like how Rudy didn't chastise him for it or anything. Yeah, I won't tease him. It's a doll. Yeah, that is a very futuristic looking doll for this world. Like, that does not look like it is of this world. He's not lying. It was in fact moving. Mecha maids is where his mind went immediately. If you figure out the mechanisms for it, you can make your own doll. Of course, Rudy and Zenova are super excited. My god, Zenova, relax! I love how Rudy is so casual about it. He's healing himself. That's good. Cliff started healing himself. Now it's time to hunt for the rest of the night for where the doll came from. There you go. Whoa. Like a workshop back here. Found some journals and stuff. Whoa. Well, that's cool. It's like a whole thing of like the human anatomy and then like how they transform that into the doll. Also, one thing about Mushoku Tensei that I love, that I feel like is pretty well known at this point, is that they have like their own completely made up languages that they use for this series. Like, this whole book is written in a completely made up language, and I'm certain if you actually went through and translated it, you would actually have words on this page. That is how detailed the animation studio for this series can be at times. Okay. That would make sense.
部屋の主は事故で死んだ可能性が高い。
人形はあの一体だけだったようです。
これにて一件落着。
And now we can get to work on the house. That is, if we're gonna keep it.
今回は
Zenobu just carrying the giant box on his shoulder like it's no big deal.
お前の中だろ。それより
I love that. I love that message there. Don't mention it. We're not strangers, because Cliff absolutely hated Rudy's guts because of how highly Eris spoke of him. But now they're like besties.
地下室にあったものはどうする？
空いている研究室を借りて。
師匠、この動く人形の研究、
どうしたんだよ。
世は魔力総量も少なく、世も
But this might be something he can actually look into.
がかかるやもしれません。研究は早く進むやもしれません。
人形がまた暴れたらどうするんだ？
世なら問題ない。
Yeah, we literally just saw that it can't kill Zenoba, so I think we'll be
お願
fine.
いします。師匠、おは金を出しただけだった。この研究を世にお任せください。
My god, Zenoba is serious about this. He is hella serious.
ザノバ、お前に任せるよ。
本当ですか？
気をつけてな。
ありがとうございます。
僕は嫌だからな。
Fair point. That is a very fair point.
これで夢のマイホームだ。
My home da. Nice, gotta bring Sylphie out there.
すごい楽しみだよ。こっそり情報収集とかして。
何のこと？僕全然わからないよ。
Oh my god, he got that fixed up. Wow. That place looks so much nicer when it's actually not completely destroyed. I wonder what the time gap is between like him buying the house and getting it fixed up.
髪の色に近いものにしたんだ。シルフィーは嫌かもしれないけど。
そうだね。
This house is giant and it is just for you two.
坂の方も見てください。
God damn. Oh, I love this soundtrack that's playing too. Oh, look at these two. Two little lovebirds. This dude and his perverted grin.
2階で用意したのはこの部屋。
Ah, so he's still got more to fix up. It's not totally done yet. But just generally speaking, things look a lot better.
そりゃもちろんシルフィーを美味しく食べるためさ。
I almost forgot.
シルフィー、結婚するとは言ったが、こうして家を買ってはみたが。
Yeah, there's still a lot to discuss before committing to that.
ルディが望む。
Oh Jesus, that is not what I that is not what I had in mind, Sylphie, but okay, God, you little horn dog. Jesus. No, I do remember her going on that whole spiel about how she had an entire mental image of what she wanted, and it was like extremely horny. So yeah, we know Sylphie is this kind of girl at this point. I don't think that's what Rudy was thinking about. It's definitely not what he was thinking about.
アリエル王女の護衛はどうするんだ？
まだあと2年はこの国にいるし、すぐアスラ王国に戻るわけじゃないんだ。ごめん。よく考えたらこんな立派なお家も用意してくれたのに。
シルフィーは俺に大切なものを取り戻させてくれた。
Also, no OP or ED this episode. It just kind of hit me.
俺は乱暴だった。さぞ怖かっただろう。朝起きたら俺を見て微笑んでくれた。そのおかげで俺は力を取り戻すことができたのだ。
Because she came back. That is the whole reason that Rudy was able to be cured in the first place. It had nothing to do with the aphrodisiac or anything, or sleeping with her, or anything. It is quite literally because she came back the next morning. That is what cured him. That is the only thing that cured him.
僕に妻になる資格なんて。
シルフィーは俺のものだ。
This is the same girl who did the first soundtrack. The soundtrack for season 1. The entirety of season 1. I'm almost certain I recognize this voice to a T because I've listened to the openings and endings for season 1 so much. This is the girl who did the entire opening and ending soundtrack list for season 1, correct? No, if they brought her back, I'm gonna be real happy. Because as much as I liked the opening and ending from season 2 part 1, I much prefer this show when it has no opening and a really good ending. Or the opening It has an opening. The opening is world building visuals combined with a really, really good song. That is something I absolutely loved about season 1, was that aspect of it, and I really hope we can go back to that. I don't know if we're going to. We might end up having an OP, and it's not the end of the world. I still think this is a great adaptation, and I think it's totally fine to have, like I just said, to have an OP and ED. I'd prefer if there isn't an OP, like I said, or there is an OP that does world building visuals, but it's not the end of the world. But the whole point of that was to bring up that this ED sounds exactly like, or at least this song that's playing now sounds exactly like the girl who did all of the openings and endings, because I believe there were 6 openings, and this is not 6. There was 6 openings and 2 endings for all of season 1, and I'm pretty sure she did all of them, and this sounds like her voice. You can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's just what it sounds like to me. This is totally her. Totally her.
結婚してください。はい。シルフィーのやりたいようにやればいいんだ。とがあったらきちんと話し合っていこう。そうだね。
And I'm sorry for pausing during this scene. I'll get the whole scene again, but this song reminds me so much of ED2. It reminds me so much of ED2. It sounds not exactly like it. Like I've talked about it on stream. I don't know if I've ever talked about it in a video, but Mushoku Tensei's second ending, so the ending for season 1 part 2, is my favorite ending of all time. It is my favorite ending of all time, and that song is one of my favorite songs ever. And this is reminding me a lot of that currently. This song that's playing. Don't up and disappear on me. She doesn't want a repeat of what happened when they were kids. Oh my god, laying down immediately. Those two are so damn cute. So damn cute. That was a great reintroduction episode. That was a great reintroduction episode. We got the wedding episode next time. That should be good. That was great. That was such a good episode to get back into and get back into the swing of this series. And now we've got 11 more episodes to go to wrap up season 2. From what I understand, they have every intention of completely finishing this series in anime format, so we will have many more seasons to come. If I had to make a guess, I believe there's going to be... So, season 2 covers up to volume 12. They've been doing 6 volumes a season, essentially, so we could be looking at 18, 24. We could be looking at 4 24-episode seasons, and then potentially, like, a movie to finish up the finale. I don't know. Because there is 26 volumes in this series, so I don't know how many seasons we're going to get at the end of the day, but it is at least going to be 4 24-episode seasons before this show will wrap up in its entirety. As a whole, though, I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. Maybe it's a mix of the fact that they brought back the girl who did the openings and endings for the first season. Maybe it's just a mix of the vibes of not having an opening. I don't know what it is, but this really feels like we're getting back to the roots of what made me love season 1 so much, because season 1 part 2 is what made me go and read the light novels. Like, that is what made me go read the light novels in the first place, and I'm not sure how to describe it. It just really feels like this is off the first episode only, so I could eat my words in a couple episodes here. I don't know, but it's very hard to describe, but it does feel like we're getting back to the root of what made me love Mushoku Tensei in season 1. There's so many unique factors to the series that gives it its own thing, because this is an isekai. It's not like it's not reinventing the genre, but this was the original isekai. This and ReZero were two of the biggest series that made the genre as popular as it is, but there's so many aspects of this that makes it unique from all the common isekai you see today. And I feel like season 1 really highlighted those differences extremely well. And so I'm hoping we can kind of get back to that, because while I enjoyed season 2 part 1, I don't think it was anywhere, like, it can't even compare to season 1 and how amazing season 1 was. If you can't tell, I am a huge Mushoku Tensei fan by how much I've been able to sit here and ramble on about it. And I could keep going, I could keep talking, but I'm going to cut myself off. That is going to wrap it up for my reaction to Mushoku Tensei Season 2 episode 13 or season 2 part 2 episode 1. That's gonna wrap it up for the spoiler section. So if you do not want to see spoilers, obviously there will be a chapter card that'll tell you spoilers are ahead. So if you don't want to hear spoilers or anything like that, click off the video now. But yeah, I think that is going to wrap it up for my reaction to Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 13, non-spoiler. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day. So now, if we're going into spoiler talks, we can start scrolling through here. Let's see. So honestly, I don't think there's too much to talk about. This was a very all-around simple episode. I think they did a very good job of showcasing how Rudy how his mood has already like drastically improved and how differently he's acting already. But yeah, they showcased that pretty well, and of course, Rudy being the biggest pervert of all time. But I do like how they did the house, because I had this mental image of the house when I was reading the books, and I think they encapsulated that perfectly. I legitimately think they encapsulated my vision for what the house looked like in the actual series extremely well. Like it looks exactly like the mental image of the house I had. And the basement as well, which if you haven't read up to volume, I guess 15, but if you're here for the spoiler section, you have already read the light novel, so I don't know why you would have stopped at any given point or would still be here if you have read. But the basement becomes a huge factor come volume 14. Like I said, I've only read to volume 18, so comments, no spoiler comments, because I haven't fully finished the series yet. I do plan on, when I'm done with classes for this semester, going through and reading. I have all 26 books. I have the physical copies of all 26 books. I'm gonna go through and binge read all of them, 1 through 26 once summer hits. Yeah, anyway, that was just to say that the basement becomes a big thing later on when you hit volume 14. Like, I won't go into specifics about it, but if you know, you know. Yeah, this episode was pretty well done. Obviously, Rudy and Nanahoshi here starting research on the magic circles and whatnot. And then Rudy getting along with all his friends here. I like that the friends are getting more screen time, because I felt like that was the biggest miss of Season 2 Part 1. Is that they yanked all the friends' screen time. Rudy grew really close with the friends, and that feeling of like closeness of their friendship felt non-existent, because they didn't spend any time together in season 2 part 1. They spent like 0 time together. And so I feel like that really ripped away from the development of Rudy's friendship with all of them, which I feel like was the best part of that arc. Obviously him and Sylphie getting together was great, but I feel like the best part was Rudy being able to make these friends here at the school. I feel like that was, generally speaking, my favorite part of that section, and I feel like that was the biggest miss, is that they didn't do that very well, because the friends got like no screen time. But I'm glad we got to see a little bit more of them here. Julie, Zanoba, Cliff, and obviously Cliff and Zanoba went to the house with him as they explored that. I like the doll, and obviously if you know about the doll, we'll probably figure that out. I can't remember when he figures that out, but it's probably sometime this season as Zanoba conducts his research. But yeah, a lot of these areas I recognize, because like that secret place he uses as a place to worship Roxy's panties and whatever it may be, being the big pervert he is, but I recognize a lot of these places, and like the bedroom here at the end between Sylphie and Rudy, this bedroom, the way the bed looks when they do the angle, I did not mean to pause on the blood there, but the angle they do whenever Rudy walks in, this is exactly how I envision their room to look. Like, I'm not even joking, this is exactly how I envisioned the room to look, with the bed like that. That is identical to how I envisioned it looking in the light novel. So I feel like they're doing a very good job of visually adapting what the house looked like. Because now that I see it, this is exactly how I envisioned it in my head when they were detailing it in the books as well. So overall, I can only praise this episode. This was a great episode to come back to, and like I said, I don't know how to describe it, but it really feels like we're getting back to the roots of what made this series so good in season 1. I don't think I have too much else to talk about spoiler-wise. There's not a whole ton to go over really in this episode. I feel like they adapted it pretty well. Obviously, we got the house fixed up now, and we're about to move in and have the wedding next episode. So this should be good. The wedding, I remember, was a very fun event, and then the rest of this season is going to be so peak. I'm so excited. Volume 11, I've never cried reading something, but the events of Volume 11 really actually made me tear up while reading. It is, if they hit all the beats correctly, it's going to be extremely emotional, and I really hope they give us Noren's point of view as well, because that is one of the biggest aspects of that volume is that you see Rudy through her point of view. If they don't do that, you're not going to understand Norn's character very well. I feel like that is the leading thing that made me love that volume so much, is that you're able to see it from both perspectives. Rudy about how nervous he is, and like he in the volumes, from what I remember correctly, he tries to play it off and like in the volumes writes as if nothing's affecting him, but then it switches to Norn's point of view and she clearly states how nervous he looks. And so I think that back and forth is done super well in the light novels, and so I hope they're able to hit those beats here as we continue out through the season. And obviously when we get to volume 12, that is some of the most peak stuff I've read so far, along with volume 13. Honestly, the strain of 12, 13, 14, and 15 in the light novels is some of the most peak stuff I've ever read, and so the end of this season is going to be so good, and I'm super excited to see how they adapt it. But that is all talk for when we get way further in the season. If you are still here in the spoiler discussion, thank you for sticking it out. Don't spoil anybody in the comments or anything. Obviously, we know a lot more than the average viewer does, and I want the anime onlys to be perfectly okay and not have to worry about spoilers in my comment sections or anything like that. If you have actual spoilers you want to talk about, join the Discord. There is a channel literally for the Mushoku Tensei light novel where we can talk about the light novel stuff there. So if you want to talk about it, join the Discord and come join me there. Just, yeah, don't spoil anybody in the comments or anything like that. But yeah, I think that is going to finally wrap it up for this reaction. I've been yapping on for a while now, but I think that is going to wrap it up for my reaction to Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 13, or Season 2, Part 1, Episode 1. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.